What you got, buddy?
Oh, I don't know. I actually don't even. I was just going to come up and ask you, what is this about? Like, what do you guys? What is the debate topic? And maybe somebody else can come up. But I was just like, what are you guys talking about?
Well, it could be just about any topic. Basically, what you're talking to is just like your unabashed, unapologetic Democrat. If you disagree with me on a particular Democrat position, maybe there's something that you're like, what the fuck, Democrats? Why are you this? And I'm more than happy to hear out your position if you have one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot that I'd probably get into.
Sure.
Shoot, I have to get situated so I can really speak. Maybe somebody else should come up. But I would talk about like something like abortion, probably.
Sure.
Um,
Have an old
yeah, I take it
jumping in on the deep.
you're pro-choice, yeah?
Yep, sure am.
Okay. Yeah, we could have a good discussion there, I think.
Yeah.
But other than abortion, I don't know. You probably want strict gun control. I would imagine.
I mean, it's not really like gun control for gun control's sake, but rather like what shows like efficacy of working. So like if there's a law that like applies a strict gun control measure but doesn't have efficacy, why? Why are we doing that? You know, it just seems kind of silly to do that as opposed to like doing a thing that actually works.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're breaking up. You said yeah, and then
They're like, oh, sorry. I said there'd be a lot to talk about there when it comes to like efficacy and what the goal is.
Mhm.
You know,
reducing deaths.
yeah, reducing deaths, but some deaths are good, right?
What?
So, yeah. So, like, if somebody
I mean,
is
like
breaking into your
children?
house, no, like if somebody's breaking into your house and you kill them,
You think that you should kill somebody because they entered your house?
if they're trying to kill you, yeah, or hurt
yeah,
your
I agree
family.
if they're trying to kill you, but you said if they're entering your house, and now you're
Well,
saying,
I wouldn't.
well, if they're entering your house and trying to kill you, which
I was
would
adding
be the logical
qualification.
position, and it would be really silly if you just killed somebody because they entered your house. In fact, I'm pretty sure you would go to jail for a really long time with that argument.
Oh no, I wasn't leaving it just as if they enter your house. I mean, I think there are circumstances where somebody's entering yeah. So here where I live, somebody was coming onto someone's property, started pounding on the window of the daughter's room, and the dad came into the room, shot through the window, killed the man, and completely found justified. So yeah, I do think some deaths,
found justified for killing somebody.
yeah, found justified. Yes, in court, he was not guilty.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that like, yeah, and in that case, a death, if we're going to call that a justified taking of a human life, that is good. That's good for you to kill that person
It's under
rather
the
than not.
basis that you feel like your life is at danger. Like if you do not end that person's life, that would be the
Right.
only like even under like what's it, castle doctrine?
Yeah,
Like,
the castle doctrine. Yep.
The
Standard
even
ground.
even under that basis, it's still if you just like killed them, if you like felt that like you know your property was at like if your argument was like, oh, I needed to protect my property, bro, you're going to jail. You're getting 40, my dude. You're getting 40. And that is in a stand your ground or castle doctrine. I'm not even kidding.
Wait. So I just told you that this guy he was drunk. He thought he was at the wrong. I guess they determined that he thought he was at his house, but he wasn't, or his friend's house or something. But he was beating on this window, and the father come into the room, shot through the window, and killed him. And it was found to be justified.
Yeah, how would you want to bet that they were like, I don't know if my daughter's life was at stake. I guarantee you.
No, that's fine.
I guarantee you that's their argument. They're not going to be like, my property. Bro, that dude's taking 40.
Right, but
guaranteed.
Yeah, but remember what I said. Well, actually, hold on. We can talk about that. Somebody taking your property, when is it justified to hurt them, even up to the point of killing them? We can talk about that.
No,
but
it's
what
not
I'm
justified. Like under just about any state, under any legal merit, it's not justified to kill somebody if they're taking your property. No.
Okay, yeah. So we could talk about morally and then legally. And then, yeah, I
Well,
imagine
no,
there
it's
are legal.
legally, and I would even argue morally. Yeah, you can get stuff back.
Yeah.
You can't get your life back.
Okay. So you're saying there is no location on Earth where there are laws that allow for people to take someone's life up unto taking somebody's life for the retrieval of their property. Is that what your claim is?
Yeah, you shouldn't be able to kill somebody when they're just
Well,
stealing
shouldn't
your
be able
property.
to. Right, shouldn't be able to is different. That's more like a moral question. But
Okay,
like if we're talking,
legally, yeah, generally, like I'm not aware of any law that
okay,
says that
okay,
it is okay to kill somebody if they're taking your property.
okay. My hunch is that there is one, so we'd have to maybe hash that out and look at the empirics on that. But
I've
but
never
but
observed
what I
that
was
one.
That's cool. I got you. But what I was going to say is the death part that I said earlier. You seem to be thinking that that was concerning. I think you're granting it now. When I said there are times when you kill somebody, and that is the good thing to do. That's the righteous thing to
Yeah, if
do.
you
Is you
feel
kill
like
that
that your
person.
life is in danger, yeah, sure.
Right. So death can be good. Right.
There can be instances where you need to kill somebody in order to preserve your life. Yeah, sure.
And it's a good thing to do.
I wouldn't
Right.
call it good. I would
Oh,
call it like a necessary thing that you must do in order to preserve your life instead of sheer survival.
okay.
But
But
it's
is it
just like
a
a
is it
matter
a
of survival. I don't see it as good or bad. It's just
well?
if you plan on surviving, you need to make this action.
Is it a good thing to protect innocent people from getting slaughtered?
Yes.
Okay, then it's good to kill somebody in some circumstances.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so it can be death can be good.
Sure. I'll grant you
Okay.
that.
All right. Cool. All right. Fair enough. All right. Good. Yeah, I definitely would like to dialogue with you more, my friend. I just, unfortunately, I am behind on getting ready, and I got to go on a trip, so I got to get my stuff together. But somebody else can come up. I definitely would like to listen on it. It's unfortunate I missed the debate. What was the debate topic? Like, what were you guys?
I was saying, like, he was saying that, like, like, the only logical argument for the universe is that there has to be something that invokes all logic, which is God. And I asked them, why would you invoke an anthropomorphic entity to be God?
Oh, so
Or
he
to
was
be the
trying to ground
creator
logic.
of everything, I guess, or of all logic.
I
It
see.
doesn't make any sense.
So he was grounding logic in God,
Yeah. And I'm saying that you
and
can't possibly assume that.
it was the guy that was just here that just left. Is that who that was?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. 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 Yeah, I don't think I've.
No, because that was me.
Not a Pogu. The other guy.
Oh, it was him.
Not a Pogu.
Oh, okay. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, did you bring him up and then move him down?
He did that.
Oh, he can do that to himself.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
he's a moderator.
Okay. So why did he just come up? What did he just say? Sorry. What did he
said,
just say?
no, that was me. That's what he said.
Oh, okay. Huh, I don't know. But it wasn't him. It was somebody else. Does anybody? Is there? It looks like there's a Christian in the audience. I less than three Jesus.
Well, it
Maybe
doesn't
not.
have to be a Christian. I mean, like,
Right. Just a Republican.
Yeah, I mean, well, just about anybody can disagree with me on all sorts of topics. I mean, it could even be another Democrat, like, or hell, a socialist. I hate socialists. I actually no. Let me rephrase that. I don't hate socialists. I just think they're wrong.
You
just
hate
think-
socialism.
I just think they're wrong. It's just wrong. Like, I don't know. It's just
Well, let's see. Maybe
just say
maybe I
shit
can listen
that's
for a little bit.
dumb. Like, I don't know. I just don't like them.
Yeah, maybe somebody will come up here and talk. And then I'll listen for a bit, first a minute, and then we'll.
Sure thing, man.
Oh, you're pro free speech.
Generally speaking, like in terms of like the government, I don't think it should restrict speech. But at the same time, I'm just like, well, what about like a private entity, right? Like you have they have computers, and they have zeros and ones on those computers. Should you like tell them like what zeros and ones that they're allowed to have on those computers? The answer is no. I mean, it's like just up, like obviously like they have their own advertisers, so like it's up to them as to whether or not they want to like curtail that or like to curtail their audience in a way that they don't want to platform specific speech. It's perfectly fine. It's their private property to do so. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's hard to get to the mute button on this thing sometimes. Yeah, it does make sense. I think yeah, I'm with you there. I guess the only thing would be getting into like, should there be should hate speech be illegal? Should we loosen up some of these laws about like threats? Talking about the president saying fire in a movie theater, these kind of things. Like where you're at on those
Uh,
kind of ideas.
yeah, I mean, like obviously, like if your free speech is causing the harm of other individuals, I have an issue with that. Because it's like now you're
Well,
destroying the inalienable rights of other people to be able to live their life
well,
just as safely.
couldn't that be just any speech?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
I mean, well then, so you would be against any speech? Because
No,
obviously,
no,
well,
you're
so
saying that could be any speech, and I said, yeah, there could be an instance where that speech causes bad thing. That's correct,
okay,
but that
and you
doesn't
would
mean
be
any
against that.
speech.
Well, hold on. So, like, if you say that you think pro choice is good, I can say that that causes me emotional trauma because I was involved in providing for an abortion, and it was terrible and it had an impact on me. And now you're saying that hey, it's okay to talk, or you're talking about that, and it causes me to have trauma, like flashbacks, and say I'm against abortion now, and you caused me to have flashbacks, and now I have emotional trauma.
Well, time to ban
Um,
people talking about abortion then, obviously.
wow.
No, in all seriousness, that's fucking stupid. Like seriously, like this is the argument.
No. Hold on. You're saying it's stupid, but people are traumatized by all kinds of stuff,
Hmm,
and they say
okay.
that people look if
I
you,
mean, like,
you,
if
you
there's
like
like
for
an actual measurement of like some legitimate, very real harm, right? Not some fucking make believe bullshit, sociological
well,
bullshit, but shit that you
yeah.
can empirically show exists, then you would have an argument. But like, you're operating on this insane hypothetical that I just have a hard time in believing it,
Well,
whether or not
no,
it even
like for
exists in real
instance,
life.
well, people that want to be called by their preferred pronouns,
Yeah, dude, I'm so in favor of preferred pronouns. It's not even funny. I'm not even
and
kidding.
you think it should be by law.
Hmm? I think that like a person should be due free from harassment. And I think that like if you're not calling somebody specifically by their pronouns in a derogatory fashion, I'm not saying like by mistake. I'm saying like you are specifically targeting them, and like basically just trying to harass them, or to say that like, oh, you're a pedophile or whatever fucking stupid nonsense that right wingers say. Then yeah, I mean I harassment's already illegal. Why shouldn't like there be like free speech protection or protection of individuals on the basis of like if they're trans?
Okay, but if somebody sincerely believes that is an ideology they don't want to push, they don't want to be part of it.
It's not an
They don't want
ideology
to be.
though. That's the problem.
No. It's an ideology.
It's like saying like being like autistic is an ideology. It's like no, it's like a medical, like an actual thing that's real and it's not going away. It's not really an ideology at that point.
Well,
It's
yeah.
like
So I definitely
do you
need.
make fun of like do you make fun of people with like Down syndrome or autism? Like,
No. I'm not talking about making fun of them. But well, first of all, I
I
think
was
people
like,
should be able
well,
to make
I don't
fun.
know. Are you like imagine if like you just
Hmm.
who has Down syndrome?
Yeah,
Do you think it was like, haha, you're dumb, haha? Like, do you think that's
I don't
that's
think
okay?
that.
Do
I
you
don't
think
think
that's
that.
like
No, of course not. Of
what?
course not. But that's not.
Okay, why is
Yeah, but
that not
that's
okay?
that's not analogous though. Look,
It's
well,
not.
first of all, no. Let me tell you
Are
why.
you
So it's not.
sure?
It's yeah. Listen, I'll tell you why. It's not okay to go up and tell somebody they're dumb, they're stupid, and all that stuff. In general, morally speaking,
Well,
okay. But I think it should be.
especially like if they're fucking
But
if they have a mental
yeah, but I think
handicap.
sure. I don't think you should be calling people names and attacking people. Okay, so I agree that that's generally the case, and morally speaking, that's true. Legally, I think it should be legal. Now, if people want to, if people want to go up to people who have Down syndrome and stuff like that and harass them, that's harassment, and that's okay. That's something I'm against, and it should have laws at some point if they're just harassing them, right? You can get restraining orders, all kinds of stuff based on harassment. You can get law
Yeah.
charged for that. Okay, but if I want to just say to somebody, look, I don't agree with you on your self description. I don't agree with you.
Well, like
Okay. I'm not
imagine you
guy.
went to like a person who is mentally handicapped or has
Yep.
autism and be like, I don't agree that you have autism or mentally handicapped. I don't
You
agree
can do
with your
that.
ideology.
Well, look, you can
I
do
mean,
that
it's
as a
pretty
jerk.
dumb,
You
right?
can,
If somebody said that,
well,
it would be dumb,
well, it's
right?
mean. It's mean if you do it as a jerk. Well, hold
No,
on.
no, no. It's
It's
not
mean.
just mean. It's dumb. It's
No, but it's,
empirically
I,
false,
I,
right?
I disagree. I disagree
Okay,
because
hold on.
somebody could,
Hold on. So,
because
do you think that being
the empirics,
trans has any basis in endocrinology? Is that a real thing?
um, well,
Like, it's not a social construct, it is a neurochemical construct.
yeah, I don't know
You
about
don't
that.
know?
I mean, if somebody is a
So,
biological
if I showed you
female
the
and
neurobiology of like trans people and how their brain
Mhm.
is not the same as it's what's typical to their sex, you would concede and say, "Oh, you're right. It is a real medical thing."
I would have to think about that. I'm not even sure.
Really? You would have to
Yeah,
think
I'm
of
not.
that would be an
Yeah,
instantaneous yes to me.
no, yeah. So I definitely have to think about that. But because I need to really think about what you're saying right here. But I just want to make it clear if somebody is describing themselves in a certain way, apart from this, neurobiology that you're talking about, if they're describing themselves in a certain way, compelling somebody to have to refer to them in the way that they request, I think is absurd, and it's against your free
So
speech.
let's say you have
You
a
know,
person with Down syndrome and you're like,
yeah,
hey, dumbass. And then the person with Down syndrome says, don't call me dumbass. Do you
yeah,
really
right.
think that like that it's okay to continue doing that? Or
I think it's
would
immoral, but
that
it
get
shouldn't
into the
be.
realm of
It's immoral.
harassment, right?
It's
Well, not
immoral.
it's not just
No,
immoral.
well,
Is it harassment? I
oh, I
think it
don't think if
is.
I wait, hold on. Do you think there's any state in the United States that if you went up to somebody on Down
Give
syndrome
me
and
a
called
second.
them,
Let me get some water. Keep talking.
yeah, for sure, for sure. If you went up to somebody and called them, dumb, do you think there's any state in the United States that would say that constitutes harassment? And I would posit no.
Yeah, but if they're
No.
constantly following you and like
Okay,
saying like,
constantly,
yeah,
okay, but that's
it
different.
would be
But
harassment.
that's different.
Sure.
Well, right. Well, you added another qualifier there than constantly following, and I agree with you on
I'll
that.
grant
That's like
you that just calling them dumb wouldn't be considered
that's right.
harassment. Fine. That's
Correct.
fine. I
Correct.
get it. But I'm still saying that it's like one of the common things that happens with trans people is that they're commonly harassed all
Okay, but what
the
if
time,
but okay, but
constantly.
what if okay, but hold on. What if
Followed.
somebody shows what if
Some of them get sent pictures of them of showing trans people hanged.
yeah, that's
Sometimes
horrific. I'm not talking about that.
sometimes they send stuff like they say to that they need to off themselves.
Yeah. First Amender.
Sometimes they
We
get
agree.
called a pedophile.
First Amender. I agree with you. Listen, if somebody really thinks that the person's delusional, okay, but they treat them with respect, and the only thing that they do not acknowledge is calling them her when it's a biological male. Are you saying that that should be illegal?
Um, I guess not. No. I mean, like, if
Okay.
it's, I'm saying if it's continuous to the point of harassing, the answer is yes. But if
No,
not,
look, if the person wants to dialogue, let's say the person's dialoguing with you, like they're having a debate, and they just keep calling the person her when it's a biological male. And I'm sorry, the person wants to be called her, and it's a biological male, and the person they're debating with just keeps referring to them as a him. But they do it in good. They're doing it sincerely. They're not just trying to offend them. That's just they
they're just
literally
doing it out of
believe.
mistake.
No, they're doing it. They're doing it intentionally because they're referring to the person.
Okay.
But they're
Yeah,
not
I mean, it's
going
like
to
you just kind of
change.
suck. You're like a shitty person, and like,
Well, you can think. I mean, that's fine, but
you're
I
like a
think people
shitty
have.
person.
Yeah. There's people who don't want to do that because they have principled reasons as to why they don't want to affirm somebody's
No, their
personal pronouns.
principle is literally just like, I don't like trans people. That's their principle. The principle,
Well,
this quote,
yeah,
principle,
yeah,
unquote,
yeah.
is not a
Uh-huh.
principle. Their
But
principle
I don't
is,
agree with that.
I don't like trans people.
Yeah,
That's
but I
it.
don't agree with that. I don't agree with
You
that.
don't agree with that? I think so.
No. There's plenty of people that
What is the
I've talked about.
principle of being hateful towards
Look,
trans
well,
people?
just for instance, when you say
What is
hateful, I
the
don't agree with
principle?
that either. You
Okay,
mean a
what is the
principle
principle to specifically targeting trans people and misgendering
target?
them? What's the point of that?
No. Hold on. You just said target. Now you're throwing in all
Yeah,
this
like you
language.
go to
Listen,
a trans person and you
no,
say
you're
to
having a
them,
debate.
"You're
I'm
not a,
talking about
you're a
having a debate.
male. You're what?"
We got to stick with the construct that I had. Like I was saying, a
So you're
debate.
saying
Like you're
they're in
having
a
a debate.
debate. They
Yep.
have
And
they keep calling them to get an ire out of them.
No. Like Q&A comes up. Q&A comes up. A person from the audience says, okay, what is, the trans person? What do you think about what this trans person said? And the person that doesn't agree with calling the person by the preferred personal pronouns would just say, well, she thinks this, right? But it's somebody that's a biological, it's a biological female that wants to be called him. And this person just says she, right, in that context, but is not doing it just to needle the person, is responding to a question, referring to the person they're debating, and they're doing it in good faith. It's not like they're trying to, but that's just how they're referring to the person. It's their sincere held belief that is something they don't want to affirm, and they have a principled reason that's more than just you.
Clear, right? Were they
I don't like you.
Corrected at any point?
What do you mean corrected? They disagree with
the person. No, I'm saying like the person was told it's he.
Yes, and
the specifically saying she.
So the person, the trans person would say, in this hypothetical, the trans person would say, I prefer that you call me a she, even though it's a biological male. Okay. And then the person on the other side would say, yeah, respectfully, I'm going to decline that. Okay, respectfully, I'm going to decline that. I'm not going to refer to you in that way.
Garbage.
Okay,
bro. Not gonna lie.
Well, okay, but I think you're just.
Respectfully,
I don't know where you
I feel like I should call a person with autism an autistic idiot.
Well, that's fine, and I think, and you have the right to do that. I think you're a jerk.
Yeah,
because that's different.
Yeah, I mean, you have the right. I just you're kind of a piece of shit. That's kind of.
I agree.
My point.
I agree. Well, I agree in the latter. No. I agree in the latter because the latter is an insult. You purposely are insulting somebody. In the former,
you think that purposely misgendering something is not insulting?
That you're not purposely insulting them. You're purposely abiding by your principles, which in fact may insult them.
Your principle is being
okay, but I disagree.
Let me try. Yeah, let's try it this way, right? So the problem is the fact that they want you to use a pronoun that you don't want to use, right? So the point is that they're forcing you to use pronouns that you don't abide by, right?
They're asking you, yes, that's right. They're asking you to use a pronoun that you think is unacceptable because their gender and their sex should be.
So the principle is that people shouldn't be compelled in their speech regarding pronouns, correct?
That's right.
Okay. So let me ask you this. Let's say, for example, that you're talking to Jill, and Jill says to you, by the way, it's Dr. Jill. I really would prefer it if you call me Dr. Jill. Are you going to continue calling her Jill?
Am I? Oh, well, no. I mean, I think in that case,
why?
Because there's no principled reason. Hold on. I'm telling you why.
No. Stop. Your principled reason was the fact that you call them a pronoun and you're being compelled to use a pronoun that you shouldn't have to use. Here's a pronoun that they are literally telling you to use and you're saying it's okay. So what is the principle other than being a bigot?
Listen, making something illegal and whether you should do it or not are two different things.
I'm asking, no. We've moved off of the legality versus illegality. We've moved off of that.
So you want to just talk about what's moral.
We're just talking whether or not that somebody is like a piece of shit or not, right? And so yes, I said, if you are you said you are not a piece of shit for specifically misgendering a trans person, correct?
If you have a principled approach and you aren't doing it.
Is your principled stance on the basis that they are making you use a pronoun that you don't want to ascribe to? They are making you use pronouns that you didn't ascribe to. So I am using a different pronoun that is not tied to trans people. And I said that there is Jill. And Jill just told you, I'm going to call them Dr. Jill. You need to call me Dr. Jill. And then you said you're going to call them Dr. Jill. Why?
Because I don't mind doing it because it doesn't violate one of my principles.
What is the principle? Is it using pronoun? Because obviously that's not it. Because if it was it, you would be bothered by this too. So it's not the pronoun.
Because we were talking about
it's just a matter of respect. Respect towards other people. So if you have a trans person that says, call me. Okay. So would you say that purposely misgendering a trans person is just someone being a piece of shit? You're being disrespectful.
First Amendment, when we were talking about this, you said we moved away from the legality. I was talking about enforcing hate speech. And then we started talking about, you were referring to people in personal pronouns. Now, if you want to say strictly morally speaking, look, I think that it's going to depend on the circumstance for certain people as to whether they're going to want to affirm what people want to be called or their doctor name, doctor title, or whatever, right? It's going to depend. And I don't think, but here's the thing, I don't think any of them should be made compelled by law. I think that's insane. But if we're talking about morally
agree
speaking,
with you.
Okay. Morally speaking, I think there are cases where your principle is going to override the decorum that people would like to see.
I mean,
okay?
unless, of course,
So
you're talking about to the point of harassment, in which case I would be like, that should.
Oh, yeah, we both agree. Harassment's harassment, and that has its own deal. I agree. But listen, there are people that have a principled approach, and you said, what more is it than just you don't like it? Well, some people believe, so hold on, some people believe in this deity called God. And if they believe in this deity called God, and this deity says
I want to let you know, God doesn't say shit about trans people.
No.
In the Bible, it says zero about trans people. I read the entire Bible from front to back.
Right.
It doesn't say shit about trans people.
Right.
All it is you've got people that don't like the idea, and it hurts their fifis, and that's why they go against it. But facts don't care about your fifis.
Yeah,
what
but you're
matters is the endocrinology behind it. And when you look at the hormones regarding at an embryonic stage and how the fact that the hormones can influence greatly with how your brain develops, which then causes the incongruence to your external genitalia. These are instances of very, very real things where their phenomenology is, man, I really feel like a woman, but I've got genitals like a man. I feel like a woman. And then they analyze the brain, and indeed they find hormones very similar to that of women. That's interesting. Don't you find that interesting?
Sure. I mean, that's interesting.
So if they prefer
really
to be called a woman or a female, they want to be called she, her, and they're saying, please call me by she, her. Why are you against it?
First Amender, you're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying somebody can believe that a deity does not want them to refer to people by their preferred personal pronoun.
Doesn't say any statement about trans people.
That. How do you know what a deity is told somebody?
Because that's what it says in the Bible. The only instance where people have anything saying in the of God is either it's the Pope or it's the Bible, and neither of which argue against trans people. None of them argue against trans people.
That's not correct. There's Allah. Hold on. There's Allah. There's all kinds of other deities and figures that people look up to.
Do you think Allah is the God?
No.
Muslims. All right. So it's God. It's Yahweh, right?
But you're not hearing me though.
I mean, technically Yahweh is Allah, but then again, it's like it's on the west side of the Himalayas as opposed to the east side of the Himalayas.
No,
trans people do exist.
No. In Christianity, there is what we call the Trinity. In Islam, there is not. That's unacceptable. So just we're not talking about the same thing here. But what I'm saying is that somebody has it. No. I'm saying that people have multiple deities. Okay. And when you have these deities that have, as far as they're concerned, whether they're right or wrong on this is not the point. You need to hear what I'm saying. They believe that God does not want them to refer to people that are biological male as she. They believe it. That right there.
Where does it say that in the Bible?
Hold on. That's not the question right now. All I'm saying is, as long as these people exist, then that exonerates them from this claim of yours that they are doing it because, ew, I don't like them. That exonerates them. And so what I'm telling you is there are those people, I was just talking to one extensively, who believe that God does not want them, based on various principles that they would explain at length, as to does not want them to refer to a biological male as she or a biological female as he.
Yeah, okay.
Very reason.
And I know the reason why. It's because they are bigoted towards these people and they don't like them.
Okay, well that's okay. Well, I disagree.
Yeah, I mean, like originally, like if the idea is the fact that they are being compelled in their speech, then obviously the fact that they are being compelled in their speech regarding saying doctor would actually be a problem for them. But because not a single person, not a single one of these transphobes would sit there and then talk to Jill and then say, you're not a doctor. I don't agree with preferred pronoun. Neither does trans people.
No.
Neither does trans people. It says a lot about being gay. It actually has nothing to do with trans people. It makes no implication to trans people. Show me the verse.
Well, I would tell you this:
Is
God
it a
made them
man will
male and
not lay with another man? Because
well,
that
that's
has
on
nothing to do with
homosexuality.
trans people.
Yeah, that's on homosexuality. No, it's God made male and female. That's what it is. God made
Okay,
male
but
and
there
female.
exists. Okay, but we can observe endocrinologically that's not the case. That is empirically
Okay, but
false.
look.
Hormones are
How,
complicated.
okay, but which chromosomes do they have?
What? It
Which chromosomes
depends.
do they have?
It
Yeah.
depends.
Well, hold on. If they're biological male, what chromosomes do they have?
Well, it if they're by this is the complicated part. Generally speaking, they have XY. But
Okay.
phenotypically, it is possible for someone to have XX and have full penis, look like a male, talk like a male, all of their features as male. They will live their entire lives as male. The only reason why this happens is when there is excess androgen exposure at an embryonic stage that causes that female to be male. And now here it's the same thing also happens for males where there's an instance where they are XY, and because of the lack of testosterone at an embryonic stage, has nothing to do with estrogen, by the way, will grow a full vagina, can have babies, can have breasts, can have the whole 9 yards. They are a female as far as you are concerned, but they are XY. So yes, generally speaking, XXXY chromosomes map onto the phenotypic frequency, but that's not the case all the time. And that can be observed endocrinologically. It's not that simple, is my point.
Yeah, that's fine. Fair enough. And there may be outliers, there may be exceptions. That's fine. But I'm saying, generally speaking, if somebody was to go by the rule and say, look, I'm not gonna cater to the few outliers. I don't know if these people are just delusional, they're making up stuff. I have no idea. So what I'm going to do is just affirm what I think is the case based on what I assess. Because you're not going to compel me.
You're affirming that it's a delusion?
I'm saying if a person was to believe that, they're going to go by their own principles. They shouldn't be compelled to just affirm what the person says. Now, if the person says something and it's convincing, well, then, yeah, I think somebody should not be an a-hole, and you should be considerate of somebody. But if you think that there's deception there, or if you think there's some kind of thing going on there that is violating your principles, you should have full right to not be required. And we already agree, not by law, but even morally speaking, somebody should understand that people have principled approaches for why they don't do certain things.
Are you saying like in the sense that like if somebody says that they're a doctor and you know they're not a doctor?
Well, look, in the doctor sense, I don't know of anybody that has. Yeah. Listen, if somebody says they're a doctor, I think generally speaking, almost everybody has no issue with that because there's no principled approach as to why they wouldn't want to call a doctor.
Okay, then you don't have a principled approach regarding pronouns.
No. You can't blanket like that. It depends on what we're talking about. Well, okay, when you
said,
well, you can't.
Compelling the speech via a pronoun should not be allowed. And I'm giving you an example of a pronoun that is literally compelling your speech, and you're saying that's okay.
Compelling,
the only difference is that it's not trans people. That's why it doesn't matter to you. So there's something about the trans people that is not there for doctors that you don't like.
No, because remember I said it was by law. When we were talking about compelling, I was talking about by law. Compelling is like force.
Again, I'm
forcing.
asking
I know
you,
we agree. We agree on the law.
I know. We've already agreed on the law. Let's go back to the morality
thing. So that whole thing that you're talking about. Yeah, so that whole thing you're talking about where I said compelling, I'm talking about forcing, okay, by law. If you're saying that should people be required to do that across the board on pronoun?
Calling someone doctor is a little bit is compelled socially speaking.
Oh, okay. Well, fine. Socially speaking, then
if you're not calling the doctor a doctor, people are going to be like, "Why are you being an asshole?"
Yeah, I agree. That's rude.
That's rude. This dude spent 12 years studying this subject, and you're going to disrespect them.
Yes, and if you have some principled approach as to why you wouldn't do that, then fine. But generally speaking, I don't think anybody does.
Mr. or Mrs. Do you think that there's like an aspect of respect that happens when you call somebody Mr. or Mrs.?
Sure, but if it's a biological female that's wants you to call Mr., I think that you can choose to deny that based on your principles, and people
sure
do.
About that, Miss Andrew? Miss Andrew, sweetie, please, Miss Andrew.
Yeah. Look, you can do that, but see, you're purposely just trying. But see,
but see how it's like being an asshole.
Of course, because you're intending on doing that. Obviously,
that's
the difference.
They're doing.
No, I disagree with you. Disagree. You're basically hold on. First Amendment. Listen, you're doing a blanket statement on every person, people you haven't even met. You're saying every single
I'm
person in
saying
the
I
world.
want them to be logically
Hold on.
consistent, and they're
Yes,
not.
but I'm no, no,
The
you're not. No, you're not
reality
hearing
is
me.
has
You're not
nothing
hearing
to
me.
do with these with
Okay,
pronouns. They only
I
care
got you.
because they look at trans people and it makes them go ick. It makes them
First
uncomfortable, and
amender.
that's
First
why they
amendment.
hate trans people. That's it.
First amendment.
That's
First
literally it. It
amendment.
has
First
nothing,
amendment.
zero to do with
First
pronouns.
amendment.
I
Listen. First
promise you
amendment.
that.
Listen to me, bro. Oh wait, by the way, that thing looks like modern day debate. Oh, it is modern day debate. Are we on modern day debate? Is that what
Yes,
that
that's
thing
where
is?
we are.
That symbol?
Yes.
Oh, cool. How's James doing? I haven't even checked his channel out in a while.
I don't. I have not met James. I would like to,
Okay.
but
Yeah, he's a cool
yeah,
guy.
I am repping modern day debate.
Cool, man. That's way cool. Way cool. Well,
Yeah.
let me just say this, okay? You haven't surveyed every person in the world who has ever lived or is existing now. You haven't surveyed their psychology to know
It's not
if
their
it is the
psychology.
case.
It would be
No,
operated.
It is. It is.
And
No,
by the
hold on,
way,
hold
just
on,
so
hold
you know, that doesn't all. It doesn't even map onto like every person like from
No,
like their
no. I'm
brain
talking about the.
scans. It's not perfect. I mean,
No, I'm not talking about the trans.
maybe
I'm
it's
not talking about
possible
trans.
there exists like I don't know trans people where like they're just
No.
in it
That's
for
not
the
what I'm saying.
fad. Maybe, but
First,
like
first amendment.
generally speaking, like the fact that they're
Brother, that's not
harassed
what I'm
as much
talking
as
about,
they
though.
are, I just highly doubt it.
I know, bro. I wasn't talking about the trans people. I was talking about the people who won't refer to personal pronouns the way that people ask them to. I'm saying you haven't surveyed every one of those. So when you say it's always because they don't like them, how could you possibly know that?
Thousands of them.
No. But
They're
you haven't.
so
hold on.
consistently anti-trans.
Oh, I can introduce you to.
And they just hate trans people. They just don't like it. It makes them go ick. It makes them uncomfortable. They're like, I don't want to abide by your weird sexual fetish or whatever.
Can there be a reason? Is that okay
like
for somebody? Wait. Do you think that there's something wrong with somebody not liking somebody who's trans? Do you think there's something wrong with that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So do you think there's something wrong with somebody not liking somebody who's a homosexual?
Yes.
So do you think there's something wrong with somebody not liking the practice of homosexuality?
Yes.
Like homosexual sex? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just think that why wouldn't I just say that that's bigoted? That you're not being tolerant of those that don't appreciate that. You're not being tolerant of them.
I'm tolerating toleration. You're tolerating intoleration, which creates intoleration.
No, you're intolerant. You're intolerant of those.
Intolerant towards intolerant people, which allows the intolerant which allows the tolerant society to exist. So there exists people who they're gay and they're not bothering you in any way, and you're saying, well, why can't I intolerate them? I said, well, because we don't want an intolerant society. You're intolerant.
I think
that people that I don't find it. I think there's something wrong with you if that's the modus that you operate on. Yes.
Are you tolerant of those who are intolerant?
Yes, very.
Okay. Then you're fine with it.
Towards
good.
intolerant people? Yeah, sure.
Okay, good.
I think they suck.
No. I said, are you okay? Are you intolerant or are you tolerant of people who are intolerant?
Individual. Of people who are intolerant, I'm very intolerant of those people.
Oh, okay. So you're an intolerant of their intolerant.
Yes.
So hold on.
Yeah, it's the paradox of tolerance.
Okay, so you're intolerant of their intolerance.
Yeah, it's called the paradox of tolerance by Karl Popper.
But you're intolerant.
Also described this. They said in order to have a society that's like actually works, you can't really be tolerant of intolerant people.
So wait. So you're intolerant. Well, then we can't be tolerant of you, right?
No. Disagree.
Okay, so
because I allow people to exist, but I don't like people who argue against the existence of other people.
No, wait a second.
In order to have a tolerant society, you must do
Hold on. The person you think is intolerant, they're
otherwise
tolerant
all that
of
leaves
people.
is intolerant people. And
the person who
suck.
Right, but the person you think is intolerant is actually tolerant of other people who are intolerant.
How is the anti-trans person tolerant again?
They're tolerant of other people who, as you label, are anti-trans. So they're tolerant of them.
They're tolerant of anti-trans people?
Yes.
So they're tolerant of intolerant people, and I'm intolerant of intolerant people. So then if I tolerate the intolerant people, does that make a society that is intolerant?
Yeah, well, if you tolerate the intolerant...
The answer is it does.
If you tolerate the intolerant people, well, really what the question is...
No. I don't tolerate intolerant people.
Yeah, but the question should be what's moral, because really I don't want to tolerate. There's certain
Well, I
things I
want to
don't
live in a
tolerate.
society where people can live
Yeah,
their life as they see fit. Because
well, no, no,
one,
no, no, no,
one,
no. I
I'm
don't
not
agree with
living
that.
their life. That's their
Okay, wait, wait,
decision.
wait. Should somebody in the privacy of their own home be able to have sex with animals?
I mean, ew, like, ew.
Should they be able to do that legally?
Uh, I would say, sure. I think it should be
Okay, and
illegal.
if somebody in the it should
It's
not be
like
illegal. Okay,
unneeded.
somebody in
It's
the
unneeded suffering.
oh wait, oh wait. You're saying it should be illegal.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so you're not okay with letting people do things on their own and live the way they want.
Well, I mean, there's like a level of suffering that is caused that like I would like to mitigate. Sure.
Okay, so you do have these qualifications now. It's not just let people do
Yeah,
what they
like
want.
well, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, that
because
doesn't
you're
mean
not.
like yeah, drink like have heroin all day. Like what?
Yeah. Oh
What
wait,
is
so
this
you're
argument?
against drug? Well, that's another argument.
Yeah, it
But
causes
wait, do you think?
harm.
Yeah, harm is going to be subjective. You're not going to be able to.
No.
There's going to be. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
there
yeah.
is.
Hold on,
It is
hold on.
subjective, but it's like
Yes, it
you can
is.
establish it on basis of like quality of living as to whether or not that people establish like higher levels of internal values. These are all things that
Well,
I could use to
that's
measure.
fine. Yeah, that's fine, but it's subjective. And all I'm saying is because what you think is
That's
harm, I can say
fine.
it's not.
Subjective doesn't
Yeah.
mean therefore don't do it.
No, it doesn't
Subjective
mean that, but
also
it's not.
doesn't mean that there's nothing to value.
No, I
There's
know, but I'm
lots of
saying you're appealing
subjective
to a
things that are
standard.
valuable.
Yeah, you're appealing to a standard you're going to find broad disagreement on, and I don't know how that's going to be something that we can
So
even
like I'm
like.
sitting there saying don't be hateful to trans people
Yeah.
and also don't have sex with animals and you're like, "Well, you're not letting everybody do what they want to do." That
No,
doesn't
I
seem
can. No, no.
consistent.
You try to
How come I
make it
can't
seem. Well,
fuck
it's not
animals?
consistent. It's not consistent, and there's more. There's more than that too. Can parents have sex with their children within the privacy of their own home?
No.
Okay, see. So
This is
look, you're going to
harm.
be, and there's going to be. Well, hold on, brother. There's going to be.
Harmless.
So now you
By
change.
your
The
action
principle now
becomes
is
harm.
yeah. But so everything basically your idea is harm. What harm is everything you think is harmful, but it's obviously not going to be something everybody agrees with. I don't agree
So
with
would you
you.
say that like
I don't agree with you.
being like a homosexual or trans is that harmful?
Well, I think engaging in homosexual sex is harmful.
All right.
Yeah,
So
but
I want to hear you out.
but
Why is it harmful?
well, there's a lot to get into. So,
Yep,
and I'm
yep,
already
let's
over.
hear it. Why is it harmful?
Listen. I'm already past due, and I've enjoyed this conversation. That's why I keep talking to you because I like talking to you. But just bear with me if you would, buddy, because I got to get ready and I got to get on the road. I told you that a little bit ago. But I definitely do want to talk to you more. I've already sent you a friend request, but I can either move down. I can either move down to the audience and listen to somebody else come up because it looks like Magnus wants to come up, and then maybe I can come back up if you're
Magnus
still on
always
after
wants to
talking to him.
All right, bro. Good talk.
Hey, dude, it's good. Yeah, we'll talk more, bro. We'll talk more for sure.
You'll see the
Okay,
YouTube
all right.
video. Have a good day.